this is Jared with Pick This Car. So I am on the road again today. I ended up moving that old car I bought to my parents' shop, and I've been working on it quite a bit, so I'll let you guys see a little bit of the progress. It's not very easy to see the progress yet, but it's there, sort of, maybe. So I'm on my way up there. It's about half an hour from where I live. I'm leaving town again today. You guys will not see me vlogging from downtown or anything like that. I will be out in the middle of nowhere, and I'll give you guys kind of a look at what it looks like, kind of the country around my parents' shop. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about gay marriage in Idaho. So everything that's been happening recently had sort of effectively removed the ban here. But it looks like our terrible, horrible governor is doing everything he possibly can to keep the ban in place. I am not, honestly, very informed on the legal aspects of what's going on, so I'm not going to talk about it very much, other than to say I read a quote from a gay couple here in Boise who was, you know, getting ready at the courthouse to get a marriage license and get married. A lot of couples actually this morning, it was either this morning or yesterday, just like, you know, like a few hundred people representing, you know, gay couples from all across the board looking to get marriage licenses. And there was a quote from one of them saying that, you know, it's something along the lines of how devastating it is to have to be asked to wait again to get married. It's just disgusting, honestly, what's going on at this point. There are conservatives even here who are pro-gay rights. That is a thing, it exists. Mostly, a lot of the pro-gay rights people here are either libertarians or Democrats, you know, progressives. But it's one of those things where we have a governor who's not representing the now clear majority of people in this state who want to just have it be over with. Even if some don't fully agree based on religious principles, they say, okay, this is time, marriage equality, let's do this. It's becoming overwhelmingly clear that people would like to move in that direction, so you have even conservative people saying, all right, let's do this, this is the majority view, and yet we have a governor who has his head up his ass and is really pushing for what has become a minority view in this state, which is never good for a governor to do. I mean, they're supposed to represent what most people want. Since I'd spent so much of my time out in the middle of nowhere in my last video, I think I gave a lot of you guys, the impression that Idaho is just like a barren wasteland, which is true to some extent. Let's not call it like a giant cultural explosion here. It's not. It is somewhere around 88% white in the metro area where I live, so that should give you some idea. But the city of Boise itself and the surrounding area represent almost 700,000 people, so we're talking about a place that's quite urban in areas and wouldn't make someone who'd always lived in a big city probably feel too out of place. Like, as long as you stay in the city and go downtown and do all those sorts of things, you're not going to feel like you went to some Amish middle of nowhere place. But the nature of a smaller metro area and a smaller city in general is that, yes, you can get out into farmland and country by driving like 15 minutes sometimes, or half an hour. You're not surrounded by miles and miles of city. It doesn't go on forever. And I think a lot of people would feel kind of weird, you know, if they're used to being in a huge metro area, feel probably a little isolated by the fact that you're almost in like a smaller island of civilization. And that's how I feel. I've lived in larger cities. I'm planning on moving to one, but I did grow up here. So even though I feel sometimes like where I live is sort of small, there are many people here who have the progressive views that you'd expect coming from a larger city. In the area where my boyfriend and I live, people either, you know, keep their mouths shut, or they are strongly in support of some more progressive things. We can comfortably walk around town holding hands if we want to. It's not that kind of place. So I don't want you guys to worry about me living out in the middle of nowhere where people have these horrible archaic views, because that's not really the case about the Boise area itself. Now, does that mean I'm not excited to leave again and go and live in a bigger place? Of course not. I love aspects of living in a large city, so I need to watch what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here right now is sort of just living in my home city where I'm very comfortable, but with hopes of sometime soon taking flight again and leaving and moving to a place that I find more interesting than the same old everyday stuff. I will admit that I do sort of defend where I'm from to an annoying extent, possibly. I don't think that Boise is an uninteresting city. I don't think it's too small for most people. I think that if people came here to visit, they would be pleasantly surprised by what they've found. Oh my god, that was a large bump. I'm driving on a highway that's actually sort of been closed except to local traffic, and it's not maintained by the state anymore. So that's very interesting. So I've been thinking about this. I really loved reading the comments once again from my second video. You guys chime in to such a robust extent. My boyfriend says I use the word robust too much, but the comment section was robust, full of comments, lovely comments that you guys left on my last video, my second video. Hold on. Oh, shit. I hit that bump a little too hard. So, anyway, back on track. A little hard to keep focused sometimes. In this comment section of this video, that's an odd way to say that. Whatever. In the comments, would you please, if you feel comfortable, list the city or metro area, whatever, where you're from. And I just want to know where some of you guys are from. I want an idea of like different parts of the country and possibly internationally, who watches me and where they're from. It's going to give me a better idea just to see what you guys have to say. And okay, I'm on this dirt road now. If I see a place that I've been to or have something to say about, or if I know people who are from there, I can comment back. Let me take a quick second to actually show you where I drove to. So this is some property that my parents own, and over here they have this shop, and that's where I stored the car, and it's just kind of a cool place to come and work on it, I guess. It is so remote, like there is no one around here. There's a house up there, but really just like very quiet, no one to bother me, I guess. Alright everyone, here she is. Just sitting here, got the hatch up. I took the lock out and went into town and had a key made for it. Hopefully that will work for the ignition as well, and not just the outside of the car. I have the steering wheel hanging down because I was trying to get the ignition out of the steering column, but that's really hard to do, probably to prevent people from stealing these or something. It doesn't have a hood on it right now because I brought the hood into town with me to work on sandpapering it down to the primer a little bit. I got this far, so it's a lot of work, and you get yellow dust all over you. It's kind of an interesting process. I wanted to say that I've uploaded a video on my other channel that is about this car only. So it's like a kind of a long video that's just about this car. A few people had wanted to see more of it. I'm not going to post that much on these videos I make on this channel about this car. I'm going to be putting up a second video up there pretty soon. I will put the link below this video to let you guys know where to go to watch longer videos about my project car. Alright, well it got dark. I'm about to leave. There's my car idling over there. Not good for the environment, I'm sorry. Anyway, I just wanted to point out this crazy moon over here. It's kind of hard to see with this shitty phone, but underneath it is mountains. It looks huge, it looks humongous. But I will record a little more in town and say goodbye to you guys. Alright everyone, I am sitting in our second bedroom, my office, also where I sometimes work. And I just wanted to say thanks for watching today. Hopefully next week I'll be back with kind of a more, just like a video that works into my day better so that you guys can kind of see how my day goes like over the course of the whole day rather than just a few parts where I remember to record. So thanks for watching this week, and like I said in the comments, put where you're from so that I can see where you're from and possibly comment on your comments. And yeah, that's all. I hope to talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Goodbye.